I'm going to shoot the 100 round workout that I learned from Clint Smith at Thunder Ranch. So I've got 2 boxes of ammunition here, about $25, maybe $30 in expense. But basically, it's not the quantity of rounds that I shoot when I'm training, it's how I shoot those rounds that really matter. So what kind of benefit or value can I get from just a limited amount of ammunition that I did in a workout that would, over time, help me really increase my skills? So the 100 round workout is designed to learn something from every round you fire, but also build skill. And it's basically a compound workout where we're going to do a few different drills here. They're going to work on marksmanship, a lot of gun handling, and even a little bit of gunfighting tactics. So marksmanship fundamentals, gun handling technique, and then gunfighting tactics, all 3 of those skill sets. So it's just 100 rounds. It only takes maybe 20 minutes to do this, and it's a very good comprehensive workout. If you could do this once a month and did that for a year, at the end of the year, you would have shot 1,200 rounds of ammunition, but your skills would have rapidly increased. If you could do this twice a month, that'd be even better. If you do it once a week, then you'd really have something. So this is what what's going to look like here. So I've got my gun fully loaded. I've got 2 magazines in my belt. I'm carrying the gun in the way I carry it every day of my adult life. So I'm going to practice from that using my gear. I normally carry a 1911. So this is all based on 10 round repetitions. So I've got a 9mm 1911 because it's got 10 round magazines. It works out just right. If I was going to use my 45 with only 8 rounds, then everything would be based on it. Every stage would be based on an 8 round repetition. So this is what it looks like. Okay, I've got my target set up. It's a clean target. And I'm going to stand here about 20 feet or so from the target. I can, as I do this over time, I can start off relatively close, like 4 or 5 yards to start with, back up to 20 feet, 7 yards. If that gets to be where I can do it comfortably, then I can go back to 10 yards. I can make it as difficult as I want. So we're just going to start off here at 20 feet. And the first stage is I'm going to work from the ready position. So I'm going to have my gun out, and this would be a low ready. So ready is not based on a technique, it's based on environment. So if I might be in an environment where I could work with the gun out in front of me, basically if I was at full extension and just brought the gun down to about a 45-degree angle, I'm not looking at the gun, I'm looking at the target. When I bring the gun up, I'd have to take my safety off, acquire the trigger, and then break the shot when I get a good sight picture. So what I'm learning here is a presentation. I'm just going to bring the gun up, fire a single shot, and then repeat. So when I do this, when I bring the gun up, I'm going to be doing a couple things at the same time. In my case, I'm going to take off my safety, and then I'm going to acquire the trigger. What I really want to have as my objective is when the gun gets to full extension, it just fires. I don't have to pause to do anything else. I'm going to take care of the safety and the trigger so that by the time I get to full extension, the gun's ready to fire. All right, so when I shoot this, I'm going to have a sight picture, excuse me, right before the gun fires. I want to have another sight picture right after the gun fires. So 1 shot, 2 sight pictures. I always want to start with a good sight picture and then finish with a good sight picture because I might have to shoot again. All right, here we go. Just going to do it super slow motion. Okay, when I'm ready, take the safety off, acquire the trigger. Okay, that broke a little bit high, but that's okay. Get on the sights because I might need to shoot again. Okay, safety on, finger straight, bring the gun down. I'm working from a low ready. I can also do a compressed ready. I can do a high ready like Sabrina. I could do position Sul like this. I can do a temple index. Doesn't really matter what the flavor of the day is, just any kind of ready position I can work from. So right now I'm just working on low ready. Now if I was going to do a workout like this, and I thought for each stage I've got 10 repetitions, I might start my first 3 or 4 repetitions kind of super slow motion to make sure I'm doing it right. And then as I get confidence, I can start to increase my speed. So maybe repetitions 4, 5, 6, 7 would be like a moderate speed, and then maybe 8, 9, and 10 would be like game speed. So right now I'm just working super slow motion. So as I bring the gun up, safety comes off, acquire the trigger. Okay, break the shot, it's right there. Don't need to shoot again. Safety on, finger straight, bring the gun down. Do that again, super slow motion, bring the gun up, acquire the safety and the trigger. Shot fires, I get a sight picture. Okay, bring the gun down. All right, that was 3 reps at kind of super slow motion there. Now I'm going to do it at a more moderate pace. Okay, that shot broke a little high. That was better. Now I'm going to finish would be more like game speed. Just acquiring the sight picture, good break on the trigger. Gun goes empty, I'll load it as normal. Okay, that was the first drill, was just 10 presentations from the ready position, any ready position I want to use. Excuse me, I got something in my throat here. Okay, so now we're going to do the second drill, which is going to be, instead of 10 singles, it's going to be 5 doubles. So for each presentation, I will fire 2 shots, and I'll have 3 sight pictures, one before my first shot, and then after each of my shots. So 1 presentation, 2 shots, 3 sight pictures. Okay, this time I'll use a different ready position. I'll use a compressed ready. Here we go. Okay, don't need to shoot anymore. Do that again. Okay, I can do a high ready if I want. Okay, I can do a temple index, or I'm sorry, a position Sul if I want. And I can do a temple index. Shouldn't matter where the gun comes from. It's all some sort of ready position. All right, so let me put my gun away, grab me a couple more magazines here. So I fired 20 rounds. I've done 15 repetitions, and I've gotten 35 sight pictures or something like that. Okay, next stage, I'm going to leave those empty mags right there because I'm going to use one of them in a minute here. But next stage, I'm going to work on my draw. So when I go to move for the gun, I probably want to have my hands up in some kind of ready position, like a police interview stance. My hands are going to go for the gun. I'm going to come right down here, grab the hem of my shirt, pull it up to get clearance, to get the gun out, bring it out, and then break the shot. Okay, so I'm just going to do a simple draw with 1 shot, 2 sight pictures. And what I strive for here is to start off slow and then kind of work towards my game speed. Make sure I'm learning to do it right. All right, here we go. Just a simple draw. So get the shirt out of the way, acquire the gun, set up the press. Don't need to shoot again. Safety on, finger straight, back to the holster. Do that again. Just super slow motion, make sure I get it right. Thoughts, words, deeds, habits. Okay, another one. And broke a little high. Got to see a little bit more visual confirmation on that front sight. Here we go. That one definitely broke high. That front sight was up out of a notch, like a surfboard. All right, now I'm going to start working towards a little more towards my game speed. Okay. There we go. Always prepare to fire again because I never know, I might need to. Here we go. Okay, mag out, mag in. All right. So now what I'm going to do is basically take my draw, pull a bit of a modification into it, incorporate some movement. So now I basically can go right, I can go left, I can go back, or I can go forward. What I want to do without overthinking it is just whichever direction I intend to move, the leg on that side is going to move in that direction for distance. My other foot is going to set up for platform. So if I'm in a fighting stance, when I leave, I want to be in a fighting stance when I land. Okay, so I was going to go right, step for distance, set up for platform. I was going to go left, step for distance, set up for platform. Go back, step for distance, set up for platform. Go forward, step for distance, set up for platform. I always want to have a stable base. Now I'm not going to try to time, my gunfire with my steps. What I don't want to do is step and then draw. I don't want to draw and then step. To the extent possible, I want to step as I'm drawing, start from a stable position, end up in a stable position, but still deliver my marksmanship. Okay, so I'm just going to do a few rights and a few lefts, drawing as I move. Okay, that was a right. Now I'll go left. Now I'll go back. Now I'll go up. Sure, that's okay. That will happen in real life. Got to work right through it. Okay, now I'm going to combine and do a right and back, kind of a diagonal. Like I've got cover back here. I'm going to work towards cover as I draw. Okay, that was a back right. Now I'll do a back left. Okay, I'll do a front right. Now do a front left. Okay, now I'm going to do, I think I got 2 rounds left. I'll do 2 rights and 2 shots at the same time. Okay, so I got some movement incorporated with my draw. Now I'm going to work on my reload. So I'm going to start off, I'm going to take an empty magazine, put it in the gun. I've got full mags on my belt. And so I'm going to do my draw, fire a round, it'll go empty. When it goes empty, I'll reload it, fire another round. So it's 1 reload 1, but I want to think of it in terms of marksmanship. I want it to be center hit, reload, center hit. All right, here we go. First couple I'll do relatively slow and then kind of work towards my game speed. So I want to bring the gun out, get a hit, mag out, mag in, get a hit. Okay, once that is over, I need to set up to do it again. So keep them aware of what's going on around me in the range. Straight finger, safety on. I can find that magazine without muzzling myself or anybody around me. Pick it up, go over 1 finger, this magazine out, that magazine in, kind of do a tactical reload to help me set up the next drill. So now I'm going to do a draw again. So I get multiple opportunities to practice my draw. And now I'm working on reload, but I'm also working on marksmanship. All right, here we go. Out. Okay. If I think that's too confusing, I can simply take the partial mag out, put it in my belt, pick up the empty mag, put it in my gun. All right. Here we go. 1 reload 1. That time I did not grab the slide. I used my slide lock, my slide release. Got to get that front sight down in the notch. Okay, this time I'm going to incorporate some movement into my draw. Incorporate some movement into my reload. Okay. Pick up my empty. Start over again. Do that again. I'll move and then move again. Okay. Last one. Move and draw. Move again. Don't want to shoot my camera. Ah, that one got away from me. So I did a makeup shot. All right. Excuse me. So I'm going to load some mags here. Now I'll edit out this part. You don't want to watch me loading magazines, but. Okay. Got my gun, got 2 mags on my belt. Now I'm going to keep on with the 100 round workout. Now in the 100 round workout on the reload stage, I should have done that 2 mags of reloads. So it'd be about 20, it would be 20 rounds. I think I just did 1 mag. But if it comes out at 90, that's okay. All right, the next stage or the next drill is working on multiple points of armor on the body. Human body has 3 points of natural armor: the chest, the pelvis, and the head, where the heavy bone structures are. because there are things that are vital there that will put somebody out of the fight. We want to stop them as quickly as possible. My objective would be not to shoot at all. If I had to shoot, I got to shoot them. I got to stop them quickly. If I didn't need to stop them quickly, then I didn't need to shoot. So I need to learn to attack the 3 points of armor on the body. So the first point of armor would be the chest, relatively big target. Then the pelvis. If I break their pelvis, if they've got a contact weapon like a knife or a club, and they go on the ground with a broken pelvis, then I can simply keep my distance. And then I've got the head, which is relatively small. So when I shoot this, I have to shoot at different speeds. So what I'm going to do here is going to be, I think, 21 rounds. I'm going to start off, I'm going to shoot him twice in the chest and then go upstairs and shoot him once in the head. I'll do that again. Then the third one will be 3 in the chest, 1 in the head. Then I'll do that again, 3 in the chest, 1 in the head. And the last one will be 2 in the chest, 2 in the pelvis, 1 in the head. Okay, so start off here kind of relatively slow. I'm going to incorporate my draw. Now, of course, the gun's going to go empty at some point. I've already practiced my reload. So my gun goes empty, I'll just fix it. All right, so I'm going to do 2 in the chest, 1 in the head, relatively slow, and I'll incorporate some movement here. Okay, don't need to shoot again. Safety on, finger straight, go back to the holster. I'll do that again. This time I'll move left as I draw. Okay, don't need to shoot again. All right, next one, I will do 3 in the chest, 1 in the head. Okay, gun goes empty, but I reloaded it. I'll do that again, 3 in the chest, 1 in the head with some movement. Finger straight, safety on. Last one, I'm going to go 2 in the chest, 2 in the pelvis, and then 1 in the head. I did a makeup shot on that head. All right. Shot that head a little bit quickly. All right, so we've worked on presentations, we've worked on multiple shots, we've worked on draws, we've worked on reloads, we've worked on movement. Now we're going to work on malfunctions. So 3 types of malfunctions: type 1, type 2, type 3. Type 1 is a failure to fire. Could be a bad round of ammunition. Could be I forgot to load the chamber. So when my administrative load, I will insert the magazine, run the slide. I will check it both visually and by feel to make sure there is a round there. Tug on the magazine, make sure it's not short-seated. What typically happens when you get a type 1, the most common cause for that is people will load up their gun, pull out their magazine, add one more additional round, then they just kind of throw it in there casually and they don't fully seat it. So the first round would fire correctly, the second round won't fire at all because the magazine is short-seated. So I just work this in the ready position here. I'm going to work on fixing a type 1. So when the gun does not fire and I get a click on that second shot, I'm simply just going to do my administrative load, tap to seat the magazine, and then run the slide to chamber 1, and then I'll shoot. So again, this is a marksmanship drill. I want to get good hits. All right, here we go. Go super slow motion. Bringing the gun up and fire. Go to fire it again, and it won't. When it clicks, I'm going to straight finger, seat the magazine, run the slide, go back out there, and get a hit. Straight finger, safety on. So I'll just hit my magazine release, so that thing pops out just a fraction of an inch. Now on a plastic frame pistol like a Glock or a Smith & Wesson M&P or something like that, the magazine might fall free when you're doing this. Okay, do it again. Bring the gun up, get a good hit, go to get a hit, doesn't, tap, rack, and then get a hit. Okay, that was 2. Do that again. I'm training when I get that click, I just immediately just load the gun. I don't think about it, I just load the gun. Bring the gun up, fires, it doesn't, tap, rack, get a good hit. Try that again. Okay, so that's the type 1. Now the type 2, do it one more time here. Bring the gun up, fire, goes to fire again, it doesn't, tap, rack. Okay. Now the type 2, I'm going to pick up a piece of brass here. I'm going to position my slide. Type 2 is a failure to extract or eject. And you might have a piece of brass sticking up at 12 o'clock like a smokestack. It might be sticking out at 3 o'clock. It might be an inline. Doesn't really matter. Now, if I try to fire this, I'm going to get a dead mushy trigger. So when I'm shooting, this could be a firing stoppage like this happens as I'm shooting, or I could find this on the ground like a battlefield pickup. So I don't care about that. All I think about is I try to fire the gun. If it will, great. If it doesn't, I'm simply going to load the gun. So I bring the gun up. It won't fire. Tap to seat the magazine. Rack the chamber one, and then fire. So I'll do that again. That one was at 12 o'clock. I'll put this in here about 3 o'clock so it's sticking out the side. Bring the gun up to fire. It won't. Tap to seat it, rack to clear it. And that was a type 2. Now I can do an inline here. Crack the slide open just a little bit further. So now there's nothing really sticking up or out. It's just in line with the slide. So I'm not grabbing the brass, I'm grabbing the slide. All right, this would be an inline. Bring the gun up to shoot. It won't. Tap, rack, and then shoot. Okay, that was 3. Do 2 more here. Okay. Bring the gun up. It won't fire. Tap, rack, and then 1 more. And then 3 o'clock. Okay. Dead mushy trigger. Tap, rack. Uh-oh, empty gun. That's all right. Bring the gun up. Get a hit. That was a low right, but it went somewhat in the center. Okay, that was a type 2. Now type 3 is going to be a failure to feed and or chamber. So this is called a double feed. So what I'm going to do is lock the slide back, put the magazine about halfway, grab a loaded round, put it into my chamber, put the magazine in the rest of the way, let the slide go forward. That is a double feed. So I try to fire the gun, it won't. I immediately try to load the gun. That's not going to work. So my thought process is shoot the gun. If it does, great. If it doesn't, load it. If that doesn't work, I'm going to unload it and then load it. So try to fire the gun, it won't. Try to load the gun, it won't. I'm going to rip the magazine out, put it right there on my pinky, clear anything that might be in there, load the gun, get a hit. Okay, I'll do that again. Double feed. Try to fire the gun, it won't. Tap, rack to load it, it won't. Unload it. Reload it. And that fixes it. All right, 1 more time. I know this is only 3, but okay. Try to fire it, it won't. Tap, rack, it won't. Not looking at the gun, looking at my target. Rip that mag out. Mag in. And get a hit. All right, so let me load up my last mag here. So we've worked on presentations, we've worked on ready positions, we've worked on multiple shots on the same target, we've worked on draw, we've worked on reloads, we've worked on movement, we've worked on multiple points of armor on the body, and now lastly we're going to do some strong hand, weak hand. So the Thunder Ranch 100 round workout that Clint Smith designed calls for 5 rounds strong hand only, 5 rounds weak hand only. I like to modify that a little bit and do a transition in between. So I'm going back and forth between hands. And I want to do this in such a way that I don't drop the gun. I want to have 100% certainty that the gun's going from one hand to the other with 0 chance that it could go on the ground. Last thing I want to do in a fight is drop my gun on the ground. Okay, it is loaded. So I'll start in the holster. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw. I'll shoot strong hand only. Then I'll make a little space there, bring the left hand under like a tabletop, place the gun on the tabletop, let my left web of my hand come in and place my right hand, and my right fingers don't let go until the left fingers have it. There's 100% certainty that I'm not going to drop it. And I'll shoot right hand, back and forth till I've gone through the whole magazine. All right, so I'll start off with a strong hand only draw. So I'll bring the gun out, safety off, acquire the trigger, get a good hit. Now what I could do is put the safety on, make a little space, come right in here. One hand gives the other. Now I'm going to take the safety off my left thumb. That's okay. Get a good hit. Okay, safety back on with my, now I'm going to bring my left finger up, put the safety on, make a space, bring it right in here. One hand does not let go until the other hand has control. And I'm using the opportunity to practice manipulating the safety with my weak hand. So I have to do it a little bit differently than what I normally would. Ah, a little left on that one. Okay. And that is basically my 100 round workout. It might have been 90 because I didn't do two. I did two stages of draws because I incorporated movement, and so then I only did one set of reloads instead of two. Okay, so you see that took me, with all the talking, it took me 28 minutes and 100 rounds. So I should have 2 in the pelvis, I should have 5 in the head, and then I should have 93 in the chest. And so I got a couple that were a little wide left right here, and then several that broke high on me, just not having the visual patience to see that front sight down in the notch like it should be. Okay, so if I did that once a month at the end of the year, I would have gained some skill, quite a bit of skill. If I did it twice a month, that'd be even better. If I could do it once a week, then I'd really have something. That's the 100 round workout. It's a compound set of exercises that will work on your marksmanship fundamentals, your gun handling technique, your gunfighting tactics. You get a lot of value out of just a limited amount of ammunition.